It's the multi-lane drift of destruction. Everybody who is in my way, you will be drift-stroyed. Why is that? Find out in this video. Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we are going to once again break physics with the road grip editor. So right now we are inside of a ball, and what we're going to do is we're going to make the ball have negative sliding friction. So if my car starts to slide, it will never stop sliding ever. Perfect. Now all we need to do is just accelerate the truck and we will start to slide. There we are, we're sliding. And what is going to happen now? Well, nothing too dramatic yet. We're just sliding back and forth, but we are accelerating. Dramatic things will happen as we're spinning at quite ridiculous speeds, and it's getting more ridiculous. I just shot the frame of the vehicle out of the tube at unbelievable speeds. We have literally launched out of the map multiple times over in just a few seconds. This is just completely absurd speeds. I almost never use the airspeed measurement because it just feels cheating and stupid. But this is one of those few places where I want to see how fast are we actually going in the air and not how fast is the car driving. So we're just going to grab the digital airspeed and we'll put it right in the bottom right corner of the screen, nice and out the way, but very easy to read. And then we'll go ahead and do the exact same thing as what we did last time. Again, start nice and easy, although if you look at the truck's speedometer, it was reading like 200 miles per hour, which, you know, is completely incorrect just by looking at the vehicle. Although the wheels themselves may have been spinning that fast, but now it's really spinning. And what speed are we going? 1,200 miles per hour is what I saw at the peak. And again, it just completely launched us outside of the map. And you can see how far away we are. And if we go to 8 times slow-mo, that is still spinning at a very high rate. If I had to guess, that's probably close to 1,000 RPM. Just absolutely insane. Now let's test this with a vehicle that doesn't have a separate frame from the body. So we're going to use the SBR4 because that's one solid unit. And the strategy here is absolutely no different than the SBR4. We just accelerate a bit, go over 400 miles per hour, the wheels pop off, and then the real fun begins. And just like the D-Series, it's gonna spin. And I even noticed, I think it spins so fast, the spinning motion actually flattens down the vehicle some. It's kind of hard to tell because it goes so fast, but there's definitely a few seconds where the vehicle is flat and not glitching out. So let me try to use the magic of slow motion to really let you guys see what I'm talking about. So again, pop goes the tires at over 400 miles per hour and the sliding starts. And the spinning should be starting any moment, so we'll go ahead and get the slow-mo going. And you see we're spinning fast enough for the bumpers to have shot off. Then the hatch is shot off, and it's getting a little bit flatter and a little bit flatter. You can clearly see it's not as tall as it originally was. And the faster and longer it spins, the shorter it gets. That is amazing. That just tells you how fast that thing is actually spinning. And look at the car now. It doesn't even look like a car. Here, let me actually make it, well, I was going to do slower motion, but that's not even working. We'll freeze physics. And you can see that doesn't look like a car at all. It's just been completely mangled, mostly from spinning so fast, you can't even tell what's going on until it's shot out of there. Just complete absurdity with this thing. But it is kind of interesting when you take a look at it in slow motion. Okay, now we're going to make a snow globe. And I know that sounds really lame. A snow globe, who cares? But trust me, it will be worth it. So we're going to put in a couple of these walls right inside of here. Well, that one's not inside, but we can easily fix that. So we'll drop it down from the top like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to reduce the static friction all the way down to 0, which will allow them to slide around a little bit easier. And then we're going to go ahead and see what that does. So we have a bunch of bricks that are slowly starting to move around. That's good. And eventually they should start moving around much faster. And when they're doing that, that's when the fun begins. So now, you see the beautiful snow globe I made? Imagine what these bricks would do if we stuck a car inside of it. It would cause a heck of a lot of damage, I bet. You do notice, though, the snow globe eventually empties out because the bricks are shot off into the air into who knows where. So we only have a limited amount of time where this actually works. So for the car inside, how about we go with a Grand Marshal and we'll get the taxi edition. So this is going to be the worst taxi ride ever. And I'll change the position just a tad, and here we go. So nothing too crazy yet, but eventually the bricks will hit. And there they go, the bricks are hitting it. We're accelerating so fast, we didn't even really get to see what was happening. So maybe what we need is a vehicle that's heavier and hopefully won't accelerate around as fast. So how about the H45 Ambulance, which apparently starts outside of the ball for some reason. So stick them in the ball and then all the things are reset. So here we go. Will the bricks actually be able to bang me up? Yes. This is what I wanted to see. The bricks are just hitting me even though I'm not really moving that much and they're tearing me apart. It is the world's most violent snow globe. Unfortunately, it seems like it's so violent, the game is going to glitch out. Yeah, you probably shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, but we're doing it anyways. So all the bricks have mostly flown out at this point, so now we're just going to accelerate at ludicrous speeds and glitch out the game again. So that's enough messing around with the giant ball. Now we're going to head over to West Coast, USA for some different kind of fun. And this is something you've already seen me do on a different map, but I promised I would do it on other maps as well. So what we need to do is first we go to the AI, then we're going to spawn up some traffic, then we go to the sliding friction, and we're going to bring it down to like negative 0.5. And hopefully the AI doesn't do anything dumb yet before I get to drive. Alright, they are looking okay. So now everything starts off nice and normal until the AI realizes the world is ending and we must drive in the most ridiculous of fashion. The ones to the right were already starting to do that, but I'm not looking at them. I'm looking straight ahead because I know something bad is going to happen. There's something bad, big crash, and we could avoid it, or we could just join into the crash and become part of the problem. So now we just have this roaming squad of vehicles that are sliding down the highway as one of them launched into the air. No, I'm launched into the air too. I'm just following that yellow one along. Almost hit that cop car who was going backwards along the highway. Oh, now we're doing a mean grind. The cops are trying to stop me. You know what happens? I take them along for a ride. And their engine is falling out. That's okay. Engines fall out. It's perfectly normal. Here we go, going probably well over 100 miles per hour as we slide along this rail. And eventually we're going to get into the tunnel. And I think when we get in the tunnel, there will be some extreme nonsense. Here we go. Oh, yep. We got caught on a wall or something. It made us come to almost a complete stop. We are still sliding around a little bit, but we are literally just a frame. And it seems like we might even come to a stop. So we'll restart back on the edge of the highway and do it once more. But this time, I'm going to try to avoid becoming part of the problem. And I have to drive through the problem. And as you can see, the AI, they are all scared. And they came to a stop right around here. The good news is when new AI spawns up, they will be driving. And when they're driving, that's when the stupidity commences. Like, okay, through here, how can I even avoid that? I'm not really sure, but I managed to. I think they touched me just a little bit. And the scary thing is, just a small bump like that can cause you to completely lose control of the vehicle. But so far, we're doing a pretty good job, going almost 100 miles per hour, swerving through traffic, making our way. Hopefully we can make it almost all the way to the tunnel before we crash, and that was really close to that 200 BX. Because the thing is, I'm scared to actually do any sort of aggressive maneuver because that'll cause my truck to slide, and if my truck slides, we will crash. Ooh, that was ugly. We just crashed into, oh no! That dude backed right into me. I couldn't avoid him. I didn't have enough time to react. I need a lot of time to react. The cops are here. It's like, somebody was committing a crime. I am here to stop you. Unfortunately, I can't even stop myself. Oh, this is good. Right in the tunnel, really piling up the cars, and there's nobody else in the tunnel. What gives? Tunnel? I was expecting lots of cars in here, not that. Oh, no. All right, so let's try this out with a different vehicle. We're going to go with the hero version of the Wentworth DT40L, which is just asking for the stupidest outcome possible. But that really is what this video is about. We're breaking physics in the stupidest ways we can and using a bus to plow through tons of vehicles. That sounds perfect. I'm going to try to get up to speed before I crash into them, but I just can't swerve. You can't swerve a bus exactly, but we are getting up to speed. We're going over 100 miles per hour, and now we've lost control. Everybody who is in my way, you better just get out of my way as instability is detected in the cars that I'm possibly crashing into. I don't even know what kind of cars I'm hitting, but the game keeps saying, oh, another car's glitched out. We kind of lost speed. Good news is I think we're going to be able to get some speed back. We just got to let it slide, And hopefully there will be some traffic in front of us by the time we're up to speed and we can slam into them. I see you guys. I'm coming for you. You can avoid me, but not forever. One of you will get hit. It's the cops. Ha! That's what you get for being the police trying to stop me. Nobody stops the unstoppable bus. Although that is one thing that can stop it. Flying off of the road so nothing else interesting happens, or getting wrapped around a tree or something, that's gonna stop it. Okay, so this time, let's go a different direction, and I gotta be very careful not to lose control of the vehicle just doing the simple turnaround to get to the other direction. So nice and easy. Very, very slowly. Nothing crazy. Okay, that was a success. Now we can accelerate some. And we can just smash into everybody, or we can wait till we get to the tunnel. I'm going to try to keep it clean, and then once we get in the tunnel, that's when the chaos will commence. But I don't really have much option here if I want to also go fast, because I got to swerve between traffic. But there's the tunnel, and we are going. Full speed wall riding, baby. This is the fastest you will ever go through that tunnel. Unfortunately, we didn't crash into anybody, but we're wall riding on this side now. This is the power of the wall rides. We didn't do any sort of wreckage, though. That is not at all what I expected. So this bus is completely ruined. But you know what? I want to give those tunnels one more go. So I'm going to bring this thing all the way back to the tunnels for this last attempt. So here we are in the tunnels, and let's actually cause some destruction in the tunnel. That's a great start. Just keep piling on the cars, pushing them along. This is the kind of outcome I wanted to see in the tunnel. Just got cars flying all over the place. And if we did that dumb thing where we put a clip at the start of the video, this would be perfect. It's the multi-lane drift of destruction. Everybody who is in my way, you will be drift-stroyed. Why is that? Find out in this video. And what a good bus am I. I went to my bus stop to collect anybody who was there. It didn't work out, but it did the best it could. All right, we're going to wrap ourselves around this thing, aren't we? Yep, we have officially come to a stop. But we got chaos still going all around us. Try the exact opposite of the bus and go with something nice and small like the pickle. And the tires on this car make it stupid easy for me to lose control. So I have to go very, very slowly, as that cop literally just flew right next to me. He almost took me out the second I spawned. But the tires on this thing, they're bias ply, and they basically have no traction at all compared to modern tires. So that's why we got to be super careful, even though we're only going like 30 miles per hour. And you can see off to the side of the road exactly what happens if you're not careful, because all these AI, they have crashed. So we're going to try to get up to speed and then swerve through traffic. But after like 50 miles per hour, you basically can't steer with this car except for the littlest amounts, or else you'll lose control. And yet, here I am accelerating even more, so my control becomes less and less. I am a genius, ain't I? I love just seeing all these little body parts flying around, like front bumpers and stuff that have flown off somehow just in front of you. And that's enough to take me out. That little tiny bump says goodbye to the pickle. And we are actually going to come to a stop, which is not what I expected. So here's a quick look at the damage. And then we'll reset. And we'll try to get into the city to do some actual driving. And oh no! Stop it! I can't accelerate fast enough to get away from them, because if I accelerate too fast, that's what would happen. The wheels would pop. So I ended up having both of the bad outcomes there. I'm just watching the other car slide off in the distance. What a goof. Alright, anyways, we'll go ahead and reset the pickle. And then we're going to try again to drive into the town nice and carefully. I know, it's boring to watch me drive carefully, but that's the only way to get up to speed. Once we're up to speed, that's when the interesting things happen. And that SUV almost took me out. He was literally 1 foot away, and I was a goner. And we're up to 50 miles per hour, and we got to try to go around some corners, which probably ain't going to work out. So I'm trying to align myself up with the angle that I need to drive already. Just keep going a little bit at a time. And we are up to 60 miles per hour, so you know what? That's good enough for me. Let's go ahead and crash into this dude and see what happens. Oh, there's the speed. It's funny how much faster we go. We just need some momentum to get us moving. And we have not hit any other cars. We are actually going right by them. Oh, wow. This is amazing dodging skills. Not what I would usually want, but it's still amazing. There's a hit. That was a big hit, too. Again, though, bit of a flight. Can we hit somebody? Yes. Wow, he really slowed me down. You can tell, pickle, lightweight, big old van, pretty heavy. We should be able to keep going, though. We got this little downhill to get us moving. And, we're in a not good zone. This is the zone that'll shove us into the trees, probably. Is it gonna? Oh, we're going so slow, we're not gonna even make it to the trees. And actually, we're going so slow, we're gonna even lose momentum and come to a stop. Did not expect something like that to happen, but there's a look at what's left of the car. All right, so now we're gonna do the exact same thing, but we're gonna change up maps one more time, and this time try it out at Utah, USA. As you can tell by that car sliding right by me, everything has been set up and we are ready to go. And for my own benefit, we are in comfort mode, which should reduce the wheel spin as much as possible, allowing me to get up to speed before the collisions happen. And just as expected, the AI has already found a way to crash almost every single one of their cars, and that one almost took me out. That was really close, and we're going over 100 miles per hour. So there's not much I can do when there's two cars in front of me blocking the road, and that was backing up. So we're crashing into them. And now the fun begins, and now the fun ends because we got stuck on a rock. I didn't expect that, so why don't we try this one more time? And hopefully this time, we end up flying into the desert, because that's what I want to see. And speaking of flying, there was something flying way above me right as I said that. We got to make it at least as far as we made last time, right? That shouldn't be too hard, as that yellow car almost tried to take me out. And look at that hubcap going. Oh, it just vanished. There was a hubcap going really fast. No, something happened with my car. It would not steer. And no, don't get stuck on the same rocks. Yes. Not getting get stuck. Exact same spot, which would have been absolutely ridiculous. But now you can see this updated version of the mod allows you to change every surface at once. Whereas on the old version, you had to change each surface individually. So if we get into the mud like we are right now, it would have stopped us. But here, everything has great sliding friction that'll keep you going for a very long time. Probably until you hit the water, right? Yeah, water stops you a bit. The one thing that can slow me down, it's water. Well, Utah also has a tunnel. And driving through the tunnel on West Coast USA was pretty amusing. With this tunnel being much longer, it should be just as amusing, right? So you already have cars that are crashed before I even enter the tunnel. That's amazing. Oh, I've lost control. And we are just gonna ride the wall, apparently. And we're not crashing into anybody, but we are going fast. We're over 100 miles per hour, and we are still accelerating. We're gonna crash. There's a crash. We just went right through them. They barely slowed me down. Now we just have a pile of cars, and what a disaster this is. Spikiness everywhere, and I'm hitting every car in the tunnel pretty much. They should all just be following along, basically, right? Let's see. Yep, we just have a half dozen cars following me through the tunnel of chaos. And here's some more cars that are going to be added to the pile. That was a big crash. All the crashes are big, though, when you're going this fast. All things are glitching out. I'm going 1,000,000 miles per hour, it looked like for a second, according to my speedometer. Actual speed, not quite that, but close enough. And the game just keeps having cars crash on me. It keeps freezing every time a car is crashed. This is bad. This tunnel is just the worst possible area in terms of game stability, but the best possible for causing serious destruction. And the funny thing is I have no idea where we actually are in the tunnel. I just see reflections that make no sense. Alright, so we're in the tunnel still, going through a curve. I don't even know where the exit of the tunnel is. That's the exit, I think. And we have another car glitching out. So what in the world has actually happened? I'm not sure. But now it looks like it's nighttime. It's just incomprehensible what was going on. But we made it through the tunnel. That was the goal. And we definitely achieved it. But my goodness, let's never do that again. That's one of those things you do it once and you're like, okay, let's never ever do it again. And I'm waiting to see what happens to my car, who's like doing a wrestling maneuver on theirs. Looks like we're gonna get stuck in the water once more. Well, that was confusing yet spectacular. Now we need to try this out on one more map for this video, and that map is gonna be Jungle Rock Island. And just as before, I skipped the setup, and we are nice and peacefully driving on Jungle Rock Island as some chaos develops ahead of us. Our goal is simple. We are going to try to navigate the chaos as carefully as possible with my pickup truck. And I got a pickup truck here because sometimes the road will just be blocked and I have to do some pushing to get them out the way. Like this guy, what's he doing driving so slow? Do a little push and there you go. That's much better. There's a car in the ditch. I just added 3 cars to the ditch by hitting the covert. There's glitching out in the skies. Yep. This is, oh no! It was exactly what I expected until we got crashed into and it pushed me into the trees. We did not last very long at all after impact, which is about what I expected to see at Jungle Rock Island. I expected things to be pretty different here. So now we need to try to sneak past the cars. Can we fit? Sort of. Uh-oh. We can't fit. We can't fit. We're going in reverse. Wait a minute. This is all according to plan. You know what I did? I cleared the road so I could drive through. That's exactly what I was trying to do. I wasn't actually trying to drive around them. I tricked you guys. I even tricked the game. I tricked myself. Everybody was tricked. So once again, we can continue along our very careful journey. And thankfully, we have some people who have control over their vehicles. So I can drive nice and normal. Never mind. Lunatic flying by at over 100 miles per hour. Whoops. Oh no, I braked too hard. And when you brake too hard, that is what's going to happen. Actually, it can fling you about a pretty decent amount, I've noticed. Like, you use the trees as ramps and stuff, but it doesn't always happen like that. You have to kind of get lucky like I just did. Now we're moving over 100 miles per hour, flying into, I don't even know where we're flying into, just some random area in Jungle Rock Island that's completely surrounded by trees. Yeah, I have no idea where I actually am right now. There's just trees everywhere, and I don't know how to drive out of here, so we just go back to where we started, and then we can continue driving. Of course, this won't last long. Knowing the AI, they're going to spin out of control and slam into me, or I'll just slam into them. It's really a fun question. Which is going to happen? Will they slam into me, or will I slam into them? You never know the answer. Here, I'm going to slam into them, because I need to get them out of the way. And that is one of the huge benefits of the negative sliding friction, is just how easily you can shove cars out of your way. You just see a car slightly in the road, bump him hard enough, and he's going to shoot off out of the way. And that van nearly took me out. That was a little too close, my man. All right, we got to swerve through traffic now. There's a car that's busted up ahead. Can we squeeze through? Squeezing. Not squeezing. And right into the bushes immediately. Oh, my goodness. I am digging so fast, just kicking up so much dirt, and it sounds ridiculous. This mod really never stops surprising you with the weird things it does. All right, we got to sneak on through with the gentle bump. And again, I'm showing you just how easy it is to move traffic when the negative sliding friction is turned on. And up here, I don't know what these guys are doing. He's on the wrong side of the road. He's come to a complete stop. That's the thing that gets me, is when they come to a complete stop because their wheels blow out. You cowards, you're supposed to be sliding all over the place and exploding, not just sitting in the road. That's pathetic. Look at these guys going like 5 miles per hour. I am so fast overtaking them, and I'm only going 20 miles per hour. Get out of the way, Covert. No, I can squeeze by a little bit. No, that was not a squeeze by. That was a I'm being taken for a ride because the stupid Covert stopped in the road. Well, that's the death of that truck. That truck is gone. I want to have at least one time, though, where I show you how you can kind of bounce off up of the trees and stuff, because it hasn't really happened yet, but you can make it where you're bouncing around the map for a good solid minute or so. We just have to have the right situation come up. So maybe we crash into these guys. What's it gonna do? We're gonna come to a stop in the bushes. That's not at all what I was saying. Come on, get yourself moving, just fling it. There we go. Okay, now it's moving. And then will it bounce off of the trees and up into the air? Yes, there, that's what I was more talking about. Things like that will happen a lot, and you just keep on moving. Is it going to happen again? No, come on. Game, don't make me look like a liar. It does happen. And it happened a lot more frequently when I wasn't recording. Okay, getting up to speed, that's positive. Going into the black abyss, that's whatever. I guess it's the gray abyss. The black abyss sounds so much cooler, doesn't it? All right, now we're actually going to bounce off some trees. Fingers crossed. Hey, there goes my engine bouncing. Yeah, that's more like it. There, that's the exact motion I was talking about. We did it, and we flung into some more trees. Can it happen again? Because that's what happens. Yes. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. So until next time, this has been WhyBeAre. And remember, if you like or dislike this video, I will know. I can tell by how little sense this video made. So do the right thing, and I'll see you next time.